Another beautiful day in Herriman, Utah as we get set for Utah Royals FC and OL Reign. Utah looking for that second win here in the NWSL Challenge Cup. Meanwhile, OL Reign looking for their first. Welcome in, I'm Josh Toll, and with me is the keeper, Jen Cooper. And Jen, for both these two teams, they rely on a strong midfield. But for Utah Royals FC, one person that's been absolutely magnificent is Vero.
Vera Boquete out of Spain, such a creative, dominant midfielder, not only with her free kicks, but also how she can create for the rest of her team. 2 assists, 1 goal in just 2 games so far. Only player with more than 1 assist so far in this tournament. She's dangerous on the field no matter where she is. Love how she can combine, like right here with Amy Rodriguez. Such a beautiful through pass. She is going to be really difficult for the Reign to contain.
On the other side, you have a person new to the NWSL but not new to professional soccer in Shirley Cruz.
Shirley Cruz, longtime professional over in Europe, came over from PSG to reunite with Farid Benstiti, where she played for him in Lyon. She can be really creative too. We haven't seen Reign find net, but I think if they do today, it's going to come from Shirley Cruz.
A little different look for Reign, and we'll show you the lineups when we return, but midfield's going to play a big factor today between these two squads. Can Vero keep creating and produce more magic, or will Shirley Cruz have more of an impact today? We'll find out. You're watching the NWSL on Twitch. Welcome back as we get set for Utah Royals FC and OL Reign. Utah Royals beginning to heat up, and now OL Reign looking for that first win. They're going against a tough host club in Royals FC. OL Reign have a little bit different tactical lineup that they're going to show today to see if they can get that burst in that final third to try and get that first win as they look for those first 3 points. Meanwhile, Utah Royals looking for their second victory here in the NWSL Challenge Cup.
And now, to honor America, we will play the U.S. National Anthem.
Welcome back as we get set for Utah Royals FC and OL Reign, both looking to move up in the standings, and now we will take a look at where both these two teams sit at the moment.
Standings pretty close, except for that one sitting on top with 9 points. Utah win today could put them up in second place. Reign really need to move up in the standings to assure themselves of a good seed. So if we had to go straight to knockout round right now, Josh, this is what we'd be looking at: 1 versus 8, 4 versus 5, 3-6, 2v7. It's all about avoiding that 4v5 spot so you're not playing North Carolina when they beat whoever is in the 8th seed. I'm just going to say it, you know, they're that that's what's going to happen. But it'll be great to see how the games play out today.
For Utah, they're coming in on a roll, getting a win in their last match against Sky Blue FC. Even though the score was 1-0, it could have been much higher than that with the way that Amy Rodriguez played. She should have had 2, if not 3 goals, but there you see the connection with her and Vero. The goal for Amy Rodriguez, her first in this NWSL Challenge Cup. For Vero, her second assist, the only player with 2 assists so far in the NWSL Challenge Cup. Meanwhile, for OL Reign, they are having issues finding the back of the net. They were shut out against this Houston Dash team. OL Reign, they've had chances. They just haven't been able to put anything in the back of the net. Here you get a great pass up to Momiki. She just sends it wide. They need to get better in the final third if they want to get a chance. Rosie White would just sail this one over. They didn't even challenge Jane Campbell in the game against Houston. That is going to be a big test for them today. Can they get a shot on target against a Utah Royals squad that hasn't allowed a shot on target in over 113 minutes?
So looking at our lineups for this match, change in goal for Utah. Nicole Barnhart, the veteran, getting the start over Abby Smith. And Maddie Nolf basically taking Lola Bonta's spot, where she will sit right above that back 3 and try to help the defense. And of course, Brittany Ratcliffe back in to combine with Amy Rodriguez up top. And then on the Reign side of things, another goalkeeper change. Michelle Betos getting her first NWSL start since May 2019 when she had her Achilles injury. Shirley Cruz looking to control that midfield without the services of Allie Long. Danny Weatherholt and Krista McNabb will sit back in front of that back 4.
Danny Weatherholt, plenty experience with Orlando, getting her first start here in the NWSL Challenge Cup. Excited to see what Darian Jenkins and Jody Taylor do up top today for OL Reign. And then obviously you have Jasmine Spencer also getting her first start. She was injured first game last year. We'll see if she can provide a little bit more width to the outside, and she definitely brings speed. She can back up that back line of
and
Utah.
not just speed, but her work rate, right? She never stops running.
We are about to get underway. OL Reign in the white kits, Utah Royals FC in their navy blues. Utah Royals FC, 1 win and 1 draw in this. They got the victory against Sky Blue. Their lone draw came on a comeback in the first game here of the NWSL Challenge Cup. That one against the Houston Dash. Meanwhile, Sky Blue, or I should say OL Reign, looking for their first when they tied Sky Blue 0-0, and then they fell to Houston 2-0. With new keepers in play, how much of a factor do you think that will play, or not so much, since they both have plenty of experience?
I don't think it's as much of a factor because both of these keepers are well known to these squads. If it was a new keeper coming in, might be more of an issue. It's a great way to get a second keeper some minutes. You know, you never know what's going to happen later on in the knockout stage. You always want to have a keeper ready in case there's an injury.
Casey Murphy getting the rest for OL Reign, and Abby Smith for Utah Royals FC. There you see Michelle Maymon getting her second straight start. Started 6th last season. Under Craig Harrington, we've seen a lot more youth get play here in this NWSL Challenge Cup. Key that Craig Harrington wants to be in this 3-5-2 is he wants to be more aggressive, and we have seen that in his first 2 games for Utah Royals FC. Jenkins loses possession. Rodriguez pops it over to Vero. Rodriguez is going to hold on to it. Rodriguez charging forward. Plays it out to Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe has done a very good job in the wing there as she sends it up, and that one popped over.
Good read by Betos, because a ball like that, sometimes it looks like it's going out and might just sneak in the net. She got her good hand to it to punch it over. Ratcliffe coming from the right wing. Nice floater ball. Betos playing it safe and punching that out.
Smart play there by the veteran Michelle Betos. Played in 4 games last season before her injury, and that's when Casey Murphy took over. The service low. That one cleared away for a throw.
And Betos, when she injured her Achilles in that game last May, it was at the very end of a home game for the Reign, they had used all of their subs, so she had to come off, and Morgan Andrews dropped back in goal.
Celia plays it down the line. Celia getting her first start here for OL Reign. Reben Steedy switching things up just a little bit. OL Reign still without Jess Fishlock and Sofia Huerta. Kelsey Hedge also out for the remainder of the NWSL Challenge Cup.
But check it out, Josh. There is no Kelly O'Hara on the injury report. We could see Kelly O'Hara today.
It's something that Utah fans will be excited for if they'll get their first glimpse at Kelly O'Hara. Of course, she'll be in limited minutes.
For these teams that playing today, you know, Houston Reign and then tonight, sorry, Utah Reign and then tonight, Houston Sky Blue, all four of them, this is their third match of the tournament. So like we saw with Sunday's matches, different coaches approaching it different ways in terms of rest, rotation, how much rest they have before the final game of the first round.
One thing that has not changed for Craig Harrington, he's keeping Elizabeth Ball in that back line next to Rachel Corsi, also Kate Del Fava there, the rookie out of Illinois State. She gets her second straight start. Great look there for Reben Steedy. 20 years coaching experience, began with Lyon, coached PSG, has also coached in China, getting his first taste of NWSL play. And it's been a little bit of an adjustment. I think that's sometimes what surprises coaches is they have to get into a different pace of play and style that is played here in America.
Well, and most importantly for Ben Steedy, he did not have the benefit of any preseason matches to test his teams against, not even, you know, being able to scrimmage against a college team.
Ben Steedy hoping to be more aggressive this year as well as better at possessing the ball. Wants to push more up defensively.
And when he spoke to us, he had so many great things to say about Sofia Huerta, but we haven't been able to see her yet. And of course, Jess Fishlock, we know what she can bring to the Reign midfield. And, you know, resting Allie Long, at least for the start today, we could probably see Long, you know, as a sub.
First corner here for OL Reign. They've had issues in this final third, looking to set something up here on this corner try. Nicole Barnhart getting her first start of the NWSL Challenge Cup. She was the go-to last year for Laura Harvey and Utah Royals FC. Delivery from Cox. Ball's loose. Played out by Cruz. Cox sends it right back into the 6, and Barnhart right there to snatch it out of the air.
Clean grab by the veteran. We have to say it, she is the oldest player in NWSL, and I bet she's got several more seasons ahead of her. So, of course, with that tenure, she holds all-time league record for goalkeeper wins, saves, shutouts, and she was the original goalkeeper of the year in the inaugural season 2013.
Just 51 clean sheets
Just
in
51.
her NWSL career. No big deal. 10 last year. Second time she's done that in her career.
But you know, my favorite little stat to drop about Nicole Barnhart, Josh, and you weren't even aware of this till I mentioned to you the other day, when she made her debut for the U.S. Women's National Team back in 2004, while she was still at Stanford, I believe, she had to come onto the field as a forward because they were just depleted of field subs in the 2004 Victory Tour match. So debuted as a field player, got her goalkeeper debut 6 months later.
Rodriguez charging forward. And that one deflected by Alana Cook. Cook lost possession of the ball, did a good job recovering to get back on Amy Rodriguez. Rodriguez looking for what could have been her second goal of the Challenge Cup.
Nice recovery by Cook. Rodriguez streaking through, but that slide recovery meant a very easy save from Michelle Betos.
Cook signed a 3-year contract with PSG on loan from them. Cook, another one of those members of the 2017 National Championship for Stanford. In 2018, she was Defensive Player of the Year in the Pac-12 Conference.
And she chose not to declare for the 2019 NWSL draft and just headed straight to France to begin her pro career.
Cruz with the shot. Well, we highlighted her at the top, getting a first good look. just sent it off target.
Now, American fans haven't had a lot of opportunities over the years to see Shirley Cruz, other than, you know, when Costa Rica has faced up against the United States. But she's got a lot to bring to this league.
Of course, the other big Costa Rican in the NWSL, Rocky Rodriguez.
Not to be confused with this Rodriguez that we're looking at right now.
Labonta, that one hits off Spencer. Great to see Spencer getting that first start in over a year. Weatherholt. Jenkins. McNabb trying to switch sides, and that one cut out by Michelle Maimone. Slotted through, and that one hits off the heel of Cook. Rodriguez weaving in and out, making Cook switch sides there. Cook is going to have to be on the top of her game going against Amy Rodriguez.
And we should note, Josh, Lauren Barnes not playing on the back line right now for the Reign. Great pressure by Jody Taylor. This is the first time in a long time that Barnes hasn't gotten the start for the Reign. She only missed one game last season, and that was because of yellow card accumulation.
Corsi, the Scottish captain, down the line.
Love that pressure from the Reign, both Jody Taylor and Darian Jenkins, not letting Utah get out of the back.
And we've seen the high pressure in games throughout this NWSL Challenge Cup has played a factor in forcing bad decisions, not just from goalkeepers, from the back lines as well. Jenkins, ball, plays it up to Maimone. Maimone on the return pass. And Michelle Maimone in her second year out of Pepperdine. Didn't expect to be drafted last year, but got a call from her coach right before the draft saying, hey, you might want to come into our office. We think something might be happening. So sure enough, before class, she came in and, well, finds out she gets drafted by Utah Royals FC and Laura Harvey. Rachel Corsi, one of the staples for this Utah Royals FC squad. Craig Harrington.
She came over from OL Reign. She spent her first 3 seasons in NWSL playing for Laura Harvey in the Reign. Was released by the Reign at the same time that Laura Harvey joined Utah, so natural pickup for Utah.
Craig Harrington, of course, relying on her, especially with the young 2 players that she has to her right and left with Kate Del Fava and Elizabeth Ball. As this one's headed up. And there is Elizabeth Ball coming over from Portland in a trade that brought Becky Sauerbrunn to the Thorns. One of the things that Elizabeth Ball is so good at is preventing crosses from going into the box when she is 1v1 on the wing.
And of course, Real Salt Lake and the Real Monarchs. Deloy, of course, helping to make this tournament possible with access to the facilities, hotels, even private jets, so that the players didn't have to fly to Utah commercially.
Spencer. It's been great seeing some of the games that some of these teams are playing. I know Portland Thorns had a javelin throwing contest the other day.
Dash have had a table tennis tournament.
You know, I've seen footy ping pong. Labonta fires that one dipping. Betos able to cover it up. Labonta, she's been playing more of that defensive holding role. Today, going to get up where she's more used to in that midfielder role where she's going to attack more in that final third.
We did see 2 great goals from Labonta in the 2019 season. Maybe we'll see one today. Good look for Michelle Betos to come out on that ball. And of course, we got to give credit to Betos. She was the 2015 NWSL Goalkeeper of the Year.
Taylor with the dummy ball. Good job by Weber coming over to help out.
And for fans that might not be really familiar with Betos, you definitely want to Google Michelle Betos 2015 NWSL goal. She is the only goalkeeper in NWSL history who has scored a goal, and it was an amazing header off of a corner to help the Portland Thorns earn a draw. Pretty sure it was against Nicole Barnhart, too. I'll have to look that up.
I know Allie Long got the assist because Michelle Betos was giving Allie Long a bunch of grief about it. Saying it could have been a better pass, but Michelle Betos still with the only goal in the NWSL, like you said. Very rare that you see that, but a goalkeeper that can score on the other side. Abby Smith getting the night off today. She's goals in college.
Hers are more come from long, like 90-yard punts, not pushing up into the box to get ahead on a corner.
OL Reign just building with patience. Best chance coming just moments ago from Lola Bonta. Ratcliffe also had a chance earlier for Utah Royals FC that Betos had to play over the crossbar. This one played in the wing to Weber, but she's knocked off the ball by Celia. Celia, another Spanish player with Vero.
Are only 2 out of Spain this season, though there have been a lot of other Spaniards who have played in NWSL in the past.
Celia began her career at Iowa Western Community College before transferring to Alabama, where she majored in aerospace engineering.
Drafted by the Reign in 2018, but she waited to join the club until she had completed her studies. So we didn't see Celia play for the Reign until last year.
Vero. Ratcliffe to her right, trying to thread that one through to Rodriguez. Betos out, collision. Rodriguez able to get up, dangerous ball, and Ratcliffe able to steal back, and then the hard tackle by Alana Cook. Alana Cook with a clean one there. She does need to be careful. She's one of those 2 players on OL Reign sitting with the yellow card, the other one being Kristen McNabb. For Utah Royals FC, they have 4 players with yellow cards as Ratcliffe is offside.
And if any of those players get another yellow before the semifinals, they have to sit out a game. So here's a look at that again. Ball coming through the middle for a streaking A-Rod. Michelle Betos gets out with her foot because she's outside of the box. She can't make a hand save there. Seems like she got the ball cleanly. Sent Amy Rodriguez sprawling.
But there you see just the communication that Vero and Rodriguez have, knowing the runs that they want to present to OL Reign to try to create space. 2 smart players right there. You go back to that game that they played last against Sky Blue. Rodriguez with the only goal, but Utah should have won that game by at least 2 goals, if not 3.
It's such a great partnership to watch, Amy Rodriguez and Vera Boquete. And later on, we might see Diana Matheson come in, possibly Kelly O'Hara, which I think could strengthen that partnership even more.
Weber on the outside. Comes to Maymon. Maymon unable to get around Cox. And the former OL Reign assistant coach plays it out.
Stephanie Cox, longtime defender for the U.S. national team, part of both the 2007 and 2011 World Cup teams. Played a few seasons for the Reign, decided to hang up her boots, did a little coaching, and then last year, with all of the injuries to the Reign, she told Vlatko Donoski, she goes, I think I can do this. I'll play again.
Brooks Cox, one of 5 of these women who have children that are playing in the NWSL Challenge Cup. After that goal that Rodriguez had against Sky Blue, you got a great picture of her 2 boys.
Yeah, it was a wonderful decision by the NWSL to let players bring not only children but other family members into the bubble. Of course, you have to, follow all the rules of being within the quarantine, but I know that took a lot of worry off the mom's shoulders.
Headed back by Brooks. Brooks in her first year with OL Reign after coming over in the trade from the Houston Dash. Sofia Huerta also part of that Dash trade that brought Groom and Megan Oyster back to Houston. Brooks once again, she'll play this back. Brooks with her 2nd straight start.
Yeah, last game it was Brooks and Barnes. Barnes being the all-time minutes leader in NWSL regular season play. Be interesting to see which partnership Fareed Ben-Stidi ends up favoring, you know, Cook Brooks or Brooks Barnes.
Celia comes near side. Jenkins. Flag is down. Trying to get around Ball. Ball doing a good job cutting Jenkins off. Elizabeth Ball can play a big role going forward with Utah Royals FC. Ball out of Penn State.
One of 4 Nittany Lions on this squad that were part of that 2015 NCAA championship team. That's got to help coming into a new team that you've got former college teammates.
Cox playing ahead to Taylor. Taylor's been quiet so far here in this NWSL Challenge Cup. She is a goal threat. Scored in the World Cup. This is played out wide. Spencer just couldn't chest it down. Popped that one just too far forward. Spencer down the line. Celia. And that one ricochets off the backside of Corsi. Cruz turns back wide. Lofting ball.
Easy catch for Barnhart.
Utah still doing a good job preventing OL Reign from getting a shot on target. OL Reign had issues against Houston playing through the middle of the field. They were able to work it down the wings, but they lacked anything in the spine. We'll see how this game progresses, but they need to be dangerous in that final third. Soccer fans, the official shop of the NWSL is coming soon. Visit NWSLshop.com now and sign up to be the first to receive special offers and promotions. NWSLshop.com, the official place to gear up and support your favorite team, coming soon.
We hear the shop is due to launch around the quarterfinals, July 17th, 18th. And if there's any merch you're looking for specifically, tweet at NWSL. Tell them what you want to see on that shop.
I know one of the ones you were joking about was the shades for that night glare during those night games.
The shades, yeah, some NWSL sunglasses or a goalkeeper jersey.
Yep. I do love these Utah Royals FC new jerseys that they have, as OL Reign has a free kick. And this one sent in towards the top of the box, headed back by Ball. Jenkins. Cox inside. Jenkins plays it out wide. Looped in and cleared away, but only as far as Jenkins. She turns and fires, but Ball right there.
Look how far up Amber Brooks is getting.
A couple of shots there by OL Reign, but unable to get to that back wall of Utah Royals. Weber. Rodriguez. Nice little slip ball to Vero. Vero. That one just over the head of Mallory Weber. Mallory Weber in her 5th season. 3 years with Portland before coming over to Utah. She can play up top. She can play in the back row. Another player for Craig Harrington that he can utilize at different spots on the field.
And today is her first start in the tournament. It's always hard to identify the assistant coaches when they're all wearing the masks.
Ball. In the circle is Corsi. Takes a high hop, but Weber able to keep it in. Labonta pushed to the ground, and a dangerous free kick coming for Utah Royals FC.
We saw this twice against Houston, Josh. Utah getting a free kick opportunity in a pretty dangerous position and taking advantage both times.
They're so dangerous on these free kicks. Of course, you go to the 89th minute of the first game against Houston, where she had a beautiful pass pretty much from the other side, but right from this spot into the box, finding Zierra King. That one cleared away, sent right back in, played up. And no one on the far side of the box for Utah Royals. That one hops over Spencer. Rodriguez right there. Maybone. Nolf. Down the line to Radcliffe. Trying to link up Labonta. And now played out. Utah just pushing the ball down with patience, taking their time. Good job there defensively, as you see Darian Jenkins playing back deep. But here, Labonta with some space, puts it into Rodriguez. Good build-up there by Utah Royals FC, just unable to finish at the very end. Played out wide, Maymone on the end line, and she's gonna run out of room.
Great sustained pressure from Utah Royals FC. Really the only team that has, well, I guess Utah and Houston are the only team that have scored in the first half in both of their games.
Maddie Nolf getting her first career NWSL start. Played in one game last year for Utah.
She was injured for the first half of the season, recovered to make one appearance, and then she was part of the 18 for the rest of the season.
Radcliffe turns and loses possession. Brooks, diagonal ball, looking for Spencer, and cutting in front of that pass is the rookie Kate Delfava.
Delfava, one of those 4 Utah players sitting on a yellow, along with Amy Rodriguez, and then 2 players who are sitting on the bench, so they shouldn't be worried right now being on the bench.
4 players with yellow cards, the most of any team here in the NWSL Challenge Cup.
And that could be an important tiebreaker, Josh, in the final standings after the first round. If teams are tied on points and goal differential and total goals scored, the next thing is, well, yellow card accumulation.
Utah currently sitting in the 3rd spot, hoping to get a win today to move up to that 2nd position. For OL Reign, looking for that first victory in this NWSL Challenge Cup and under Free Benstiti. Labonta punches it forward. Rodriguez giving chase, and there's Lana Cook. Radcliffe right behind. Brooks comes up with it for Utah. Trying to turn there was Jenkins for OL Reign. The majority of these last 5 minutes, Utah has done a good job playing the attacking third. Cook. Cook gets this back. Cook has had a tough go here today against Amy Rodriguez. But right now, she's done a good job, at least at the moment, doing enough to defend Rodriguez.
Been such a big year for the Reign, Josh. New ownership group with OL Group from Lyon coming in to buy the majority of the club. Also, of course, Tony Parker bought some too. New coach, new name, new crest. And then a whole new tournament in Utah.
For OL Reign, they spent their preseason in Missoula, Montana. They were unable to practice in the state of Washington, so they had to move elsewhere, but brought massage therapists, training staff. Were really holed up in Montana for a whole month. The club doing an excellent job providing the players everything they needed during that time. Nolf plays it out. Addie Nolf, another one of those Penn State Nittany Lions. Tonight, Sky Blue and Houston will be the late game. Houston also looking for their second win. Sky Blue looking for their first win of the NWSL Challenge Cup.
Sky Blue and OL Reign, the only teams in the tournament left who have not scored a goal.
Maimone turning away. And we will have our hydration break here in the first half. Our score, Utah 0, OL Reign 0. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the NWSL on Twitch. Welcome back. We are scoreless between Utah and OL Reign, but some big news earlier today coming out of the NWSL and Racing Louisville.
Finally, we have the official name for the expansion team coming in 2021, Racing Louisville FC. They unveiled their color and name today. They're going to be using lavender. Got a lot of fleur-de-lis on the logo, and they will be playing at Lynn Stadium, Lynn Family Stadium. That opens this weekend. Can't wait to hear all the news about when there's an expansion draft, how the college draft order will be done. So much news to come for NWSL leading into 2021.
Of course, it's going to be great to see how they put their staff together. We do know that they are talking with different coaches, so interviews are going on, but obviously then you think of the expansion draft next year. It's going to be a fun time in the NWSL to see the new 10th team added to this league.
I'm so excited to have 10 teams. It just makes the scheduling so much more balanced, right? And they're already taking season ticket deposits, you know, so if you're interested, Google Racing Louisville FC. Or I guess I should say Louisville. Louisville.
So another great team coming to the NWSL next season as this is played into Taylor. Corsi, she'll just play it away from danger.
And we'll have to do a whole post-game show on explaining expansion drafts.
OL Reign, they can get the width they need, but we continue to see them struggle to get it into the middle of the box. Back heel by Weatherholt. Cruz plays it back. Nolf right there for Royals FC. Cox.
Unlike their game against Houston, where they had Long in front of the back line, here they went with putting Weatherholt and McNabb as two in front of the back line, letting Shirley Cruz push up a little more.
Spencer with a chance on the wing, brings it into the area, crosses it. Weatherholt fired away, and that one deflected by Nolf. Corner coming for OL Reign. That's the most dangerous we've seen them be here in this first 34 minutes.
Steph Cox, of course, heading over to the corner. She's taken the bulk of their corner so far. Vero and A-Rod not happy. Are they calling a foul in the box, or just a little discussion with Danielle Chesky, our head official today?
OL Reign will set up on the far corner. Towards the back post, Celia. Celia goes up to get that. Now Rodriguez stops. Her and Alana Cook, between Rodriguez and Cook today, it's been a good battle. The youngster not backing down from Amy Rodriguez. Seeing them play the whole pitch going after one another.
Danielle Chesky wanted to have a little bit of a talk with Danny Weatherholt.
Weatherholt, most minutes in games played in Orlando history. Coming over in her first season with OL Reign.
Big changeover year for Orlando Pride. Of course, you know, disappointing to us and more so for them not to be able to participate in this tournament.
That one played out by Elizabeth Ball. For Craig Harrington, switched to 3-5-2 after coming over as an assistant coach from Chicago. He also coached the Turks Caicos national team.
Men's national team.
But he's done a good job at just sticking with the game plan, not trying to change things up. And they have been consistent throughout the tournament. This is what they're going to be going forward, so they might as well break it in right now.
And I like that he's stuck with that lineup from the previous games, but is starting to move around players within that lineup, especially when they're missing Desiree Scott out for the tournament for personal reasons, who would be that natural person to sit in front of the back three.
Lola Bonta has been that main defensive holding midfielder, but right now moving up more so today as Maddie Nolf has had the job given to her today. Corsi. Radcliffe now on the left wing. So used to seeing her work down the right side of the pitch as she leaves this behind. Radcliffe with her third start here in this NWSL Challenge Cup. With Kristen Press out, Radcliffe has been the go-to for Craig Harrington to put on the side of Amy Rodriguez up front. Betos with her first start today. Casey Murphy with the rest. Now both teams just passing back and forth to one another. Neither able to build anything up. Vero. Maimone. Looking for Radcliffe. That one too far for Radcliffe. Sent it towards the spot, but Radcliffe was just at the top of the box. Cruz knocked over, and that's going to draw the whistle. A great look at rookie Kate Del Fava. Had 17 goals her senior year, which was 10th best in the nation.
We talked about Lauren Barnes being the all-time minutes leader in the league, and Amber Brooks basically stepping into Barnes's role today. She's the holder of consecutive minutes played in NWSL regular season history. Of course, the Challenge Cup stats won't affect that. Also consecutive starts.
Great pass there by Maimone, just Radcliffe a little bit behind that. Maimone started the first 6 games of last season, but didn't play much afterwards. Harrington using her much more here in this NWSL Challenge Cup. Maimone, she's had a couple great passes here early in this Challenge Cup as well. That's one of the other things that we've been seeing here in this preliminary round is just the beautiful passing that has taken place through the various teams. Vero's the other player that comes to mind right now in this game. Well, it should be no surprise with the magic that she can create.
Vero had played in NWSL in 2014 for Portland, then returned to Europe, and it was really just almost an accident that she ended up talking to Laura Harvey and coming back for 2019 for Utah.
Herriman just needs to lower the trajectory on that.
Drop her shoulders over the ball, keep that down on frame. A-Rod, nice ball back towards the top of the 18. Herriman one-foots it, but she's leaning back and it sends it over. Nothing for Michelle Betos to do there.
One Michelle Herriman would like to have back. Rodriguez showing off her vision. You've seen her set up her teammates in this one as well throughout her career. Corsi. Taylor doing a good job putting pressure on Corsi there. Herriman back. Vero pauses. Cruz. Spencer. Spencer to her left with a shot, and that one just into the side of the netting. Had a little space to work with, just couldn't get it on the inside of the near post.
Ball coming through the middle. She's working around Elizabeth Ball. Left-footed shot almost to that near post. Great bullet from Jasmine Spencer.
Jasmine Spencer with her first start here in the NWSL Challenge Cup, showing what a difference she can make. Best chance of the night for OL Reign. Jasmine Spencer, 14 goals in her NWSL career.
Danielle Chesky, our official today, having lots of discussions with the players. She was the referee for last fall's Chicago-Portland semifinal.
Scoreless first half, that's been the theme here in the NWSL Challenge Cup.
But usually not for Utah.
Weatherholt. This will find its way back to Michelle Betos. Betos has seen 2 shots. Betos getting her first start. Radcliffe, too much weight on that pass. Cook, diagonal pass to Spencer. Spencer was able to get in front of ball.
Ball shut that down. That's a great battle going on between Elizabeth Ball, Jasmine Spencer.
Weatherholt spins away. Celia trying to find Jenkins. OL Reign doing a little bit more creating here with Jenkins on the right side and Spencer slotting over to the left. Taylor. Cruz plays it back into the area. Chopped down by Vero, cleared away by Labonta. McNabb. Cox. Herriman putting the pressure on.
Good work from Cook in the back. She's got really good distribution.
Another good job there by Ball, preventing Spencer from getting by. Spencer tried going between the legs, and Ball shut that down.
Cruz calling for her team, push up, push up.
The former assistant coach will have the throw in. Of course, he plays it into the sky. Brooks flicks it backwards. Now Utah looking for one last run as we take a look at our secret virtual watch party powered by Google Meet. Great look at the fans.
Love those soccer scarves.
Maybe we'll get a goal here in stoppage time. Looking for that first one. OL Reign still looking for their first one here in the Challenge Cup. Radcliffe, the rookie, steps away from Jenkins. Can be a threat. Plays it wide. Weber towards the top, and that one cleared away. Cruz wins possession, has Taylor up front, and flag is going to be up. Good job by Ball there, noticing where Taylor was on a run, so she just held up, and Taylor offside.
We've only seen one goal scored in first half stoppage time, Josh, and that was a goal that Utah conceded to Houston in their tournament opener.
Farah so crafty with the ball at her feet. Just like a yo-yo, goes back and forth. For Utah Royals FC, they have 4 goals in this Challenge Cup. They've allowed just 3. That one back in that opener against Houston. They were able to shut out Sky Blue, and right now shutting out OL Reign. Radcliffe. Maimone. Bonta trying to slot that one through to Vero. Bonta to Vero. Plays it to Ball. Horsey, not a whole lot of weight on that pass. Cruz looking to turn and run. Pauses. Goes out wide. Jenkins has Taylor in front of her. Gets by Del Fava. Jenkins back. McNabb unable to get to the ball. Nolf doing a good job cutting off that passing lane. Cox. Since towards the top of the box. Cruz. Spencer, just nothing behind that. You saw what she wanted to do. She wanted the one touch there. Just could not get enough power behind that. Just slightly mistimed it.
Back and forth for these teams, but no one dominating.
And 1 half in the books as we are scoreless going into the break. Both teams with some adjustments that I'm sure will be made coming out at second half as they'll look to find a way to get that first goal on the board. Amy Rodriguez trying to challenge Michelle Betos. And OL Reign looking for that first goal. We'll be back with highlights from Sunday's games. But right now, scoreless between Utah and OL Reign. Still plenty of more action to come in this one. You are watching the NWSL on Twitch. NWSL Challenge Cup presented by P&G and Secret. Utah Royals and OL Reign looking to get their first goal of the game in the second 45, but we'll take a look back at the highlights from the first 45 in this one.
I'd say Reign had more of the opportunity. Sorry, Utah had more of the opportunities in this game, Josh, with Ratcliffe sending it from the right flank. Michelle Betos getting a solid punch on it to send that out, keep them off the scoreboard. 10 minutes later, Amy Rodriguez, Lo Labonta streaking through. Another high ball lofted over. Michelle Betos brings it down. Later, Vero sending a ball through for Amy Rodriguez, who can't quite get there before Michelle Betos gets on top of it. Collision right outside of the box, but a clean play in the opinion of the referee. And then towards the end of the half, more Utah pressure. Rodriguez sending it back towards the top of the box. Michelle Maimone one-foots it with the left foot, but sends it too high over the goal. This is the first time in the tournament so far that Utah has not scored a goal in the first half. Royals, Reign getting an opportunity late. Jasmine Spencer coming up on Elizabeth Ball. That's been a great battle all day. Left foot, but no, wide of the goal.
Best chance right there for OL Reign coming from Jasmine Spencer, getting her first start in this NWSL Challenge Cup. As we take a look at the stats, OL Reign controlling the possession, but unfortunately for them, just not able to get enough done in that final third. For Utah, they have had the better chances in scoring opportunities, but really you look at the two shots that they had, the one that bent in by Ratcliffe, and then the dipping ball by Lo Labonta. We'll see if A-Rod gets involved here a little bit more in the second 45.
And ultimately for the Reign, possession is only going to do you so much. It's where you're possessing, how you're possessing it, and what you're doing in that final third. And we still have seen so little from the Reign.
And for OL Reign, we keep seeing it in the width that they're able to possess the ball, but never in a dangerous spot, as we will have 3 substitutions come on here in the second half to start for Utah Royals FC. Those 3 will be Katie Bowen. She'll replace Michelle Maimone. We'll get our first NWSL look at Aminata Diallo. Diallo on loan from PSG. And Taylor Leach will slide in for Rachel Corsi at center back. For Taylor Leach, she will also be making her NWSL debut. Utah bringing in a few different players. They have 2 subs remaining. For Taylor Leach, last 3 years in Sweden, giving different players a rest. Of course, the 4th game coming up for both these teams. All about managing minutes and making sure that workload is under control. You don't want to have someone be burned out, or worse yet, have an injury, as we are underway here in the second half. Del Fava, diagonal ball right away. Hops over a couple different players.
And you've got to acknowledge that the playing on turf, you know, can take its toll. A compressed schedule and pretty dry heat in altitude. Nice to see Aminata Diallo make her NWSL debut, a loan deal signed right before the shutdown. She was able to come over for the tournament. Couldn't play in that first game. She had to go through quarantine. And Josh, she's just the 4th player from France, 4th French player to, yeah, I should say French player, not from France, to play in NWSL.
Craig Harrington described her as quick and aggressive and good on both sides of the ball. We'll see the impact that she brings to this midfield for Utah Royals FC.
And then, of course, Taylor Leach coming on for Rachel Corsi, getting her first tournament appearance. And Katie Bowen, the New Zealand international, coming on that right flank in place of Michelle Maimone.
Katie Bowen, plenty NWSL experience. Cruz drops it off for McNabb. There you see Diallo poke it outside. This one threaded through, but McNabb there to clear it up to midfield. Taylor Leach with her first touch. Leach out of South Carolina, but spent 3 years in Sweden. So another player for Craig Harrington that comes in with professional experience from overseas. See so many of these different players, whether they get their start overseas or at some point leave the NWSL to go over and play.
And then come back with, new experience under their belt. I think what's really exciting, Josh, with the announcement of Louisville FC, Racing Louisville for next year, is that means another 24 players.
Kabata!
Another 24, 26 players making their living in the U.S., not having to go abroad. Of course, we still don't know what the expansion process will be in terms of the expansion draft. Great ball from Amy Rodriguez. Trying to send it over. I love that. Sorry, Lil Labonta. You forgot to bring me my coffee, Josh.
Labonta pushing further up the field in this one than we've seen her do in the past. Usually she's been settling in that defensive holding position.
Nice to see her freed from that and get into the attack.
And that's
she can make those runs. Vero can make those runs. Rodriguez can make those runs.
This one played off. Last touch by Del Fava. A great look at Freed Benstiti in his first season with OL Reign.
Our first French coach in NWSL history.
Not the season he expected to be in. Difficult for those first-year coaches. As this is sent towards Taylor.
But one of the things Benstiti has told us is how much he's enjoyed his time coaching the Reign so far, that he is not responsible for any other part of the club than just coaching. And that's not necessarily been true where he's been in the past, whether it was France or Russia or China. Here he's just responsible for coaching, and he says that's been very enjoyable.
Weatherholt. Diallo. The PSG loan lays it back. Diallo and PSG teammate Alana Cook both on loans. Alana Cook, though, for OL Reign. Utah looking for their second win here in the NWSL Challenge Cup. They have 4 goals in this tournament so far. 1 from that woman, Amy Rodriguez.
And for both Utah and Houston Dash, who play tonight, a win can jump them up to be right behind North Carolina in the standings. Utah and Houston would be tied on points, but most likely Houston would have the advantage with goals scored.
Rodriguez plays it over to Ratcliffe. Vero pauses. Little space to work with, and that one scooped up by Betos. A lot of times we'll see Vero, she'll try to distribute the ball. That time she tried to fire it on target.
Betos looking good in her first appearance for the Reign since May 2019.
3rd save of the day for Michelle Betos. Betos did have 1 clean sheet last year before she was injured. Taylor. Looking to link up with Spencer. Weatherholt loops it, back post, and that one headed over. Great chance by Darian Jenkins. Just sent it over the crossbar. Weatherholt with a beautiful pass.
And here we can look at Vero's shot on target. Left footer through traffic, but Michelle Betos gets that cleanly here. Weatherholt looping the ball over to an on-rushing Jenkins, who can't quite keep it down and on frame.
Jenkins looking for OL Reign's first goal of the Challenge Cup. OL Reign, they've been strong defensively in this game and the tournament, just allowing 2 goals. Their biggest issue has been able to produce in that final third. But maybe that pass to Darian Jenkins will help build that confidence here in the second half for OL Reign.
Rain getting it done defensively, but unless you can produce at the other end of the field, they're not going to go very far. They don't want to be the Switzerland of this mini World Cup where you end up being eliminated without having lost any games, right? I mean, they had that loss to Houston, but a tie with Sky Blue, you know, looking very strong defensively here. And even the quarterfinals, semifinals, you can advance by not winning if you go to PKs, but that's not what any coach wants to see.
That will be a big change come semifinals. Games are tied. We will go to PKs, no extra time. And that will go for the remainder of the tournament. Brooks having a solid game at center back today in her second start for OL Reign. Playing right next to Stephanie Cox. Cox, 89 caps with the U.S. national team.
And almost that many games coached for Gig Harbor High School. I heard she's only had like 6 losses in her 80-plus games as Gig Harbor High School head coach.
Diallo. Bonta plays it out wide. Radcliffe, she's been a nuisance for Reign today. Radcliffe had the first good opportunity of the day where she almost looped it over Michelle Betos going for the far post. Betos was able to punch it up and over the crossbar. Radcliffe with her 3rd start here in the NWSL Challenge Cup. Cook. She'll drop it back.
Radcliffe drafted by Boston Breakers in 2016.
That one played back by Taylor Leach. Dangerous chance there. You got to expect the speed and game of Jasmine Spencer.
And the high press of Jody Taylor.
Bowen calling for it. Too much weight on that pass from Diallo.
Yeah, Brittany Radcliffe, drafted out of Virginia to Boston Breakers in 2016, moved on to FC Casey 2017, and then when that team folded, moved on to Utah Royals. So she's finally gotten to enjoy the same club 3 seasons in a row.
Vero cuts to her right, slots to Weber, wide open. Weber fires, and that one right at Michelle Betos.
Looks like she took just a little too much time there, Josh, right? It seemed like she had no one on her. She settled it a bit. Could have been a more potent one touch. But as always, Vero sending the ball over. Weber had to step back a little bit. She'd almost overrun that ball. Gets a shot off, but no problem for Betos to stop it.
Now we'll have a sub for OL Reign as Taylor Smith will check in. And Taylor Smith will replace Jasmine Spencer.
I'm going to miss that matchup between Jasmine Spencer and Elizabeth Ball.
Radcliffe. Cook retreating. Nothing behind that shot attempt by Amy Rodriguez. Here's Taylor Smith's first touch as she's pushed to the ground.
Ben Skeety not happy with that.
No yellow cards handed out as of yet.
And 6 players in this match sitting on a yellow. There's Danielle Chesky giving Mallory Weber a little talking to. She came over. Ball was nowhere near in sight. She puts Smith to the ground.
Well, Taylor Smith steps on and she gets knocked right over by Mallory Weber.
Welcome to the game.
Taylor Smith, another one of those players that was out with injury last year as she tries to slot that one through. Smith has also played for the Newcastle Jets in the W League. See a lot of these NWSL players head down to Australia after the season is done.
Probably won't see that much in the future as both leagues have been expanding their schedule. Not going to be really partner leagues anymore, but it's great for both leagues to have longer seasons and more secure environments for players long term.
Vero. Del Fava. Weber trying to connect with Radcliffe, and right there's Lana Cook. Dangerous pass. Rodriguez looking to pounce on that pass back from Cook.
Love that sprint from Amy Rodriguez.
Amy Rodriguez, 33 years old, but showing no sign of slowing down.
And she's such a great story in this league, coming back twice from giving birth. And then as soon as she comes back from kid number 2, tears ACL in first game back. Makes the move to Utah, and she's the club's all-time leading scorer.
Radcliffe now is going to get a lecture. She was voicing her opinion a little bit too strongly there. Weatherholt plays it wide, but no one on a run. Jenkins was in the area for OL Reign, but she had held up. Bethany Balser getting a break today as of right now. New front three is Taylor Smith is in the wing. Cuts it across. Weatherholt. Outside, Celia. Celia gets around Weber, but will not be allowed.
And I like that we're seeing Taylor Smith not at that outside back spot, but in front of the back line.
Benstiti switching things up for Taylor Smith a little bit. Again, looking for different ways you can utilize players, and maybe thinking that she's going to provide more help on the attack, being up front. Brooks going up to get that one. Taylor. Delfava doing a good job coming over to head that one away from Jody Taylor. Taylor's one of those players you need to know where she is on the pitch at all times. Great diagonal ball. Weber sends it in. That one just sails over Radcliffe. Great thought process there, but Weber unable to connect with Brittany Radcliffe.
Right idea coming down that left flank and sending the ball into the middle, but the timing just a little bit off, or, you know, maybe Brittany Radcliffe needs some hop lessons from Shea Groom, right? Get up and get her head on that.
Might be the goal of the tournament so far.
Houston
Lindsay
Dash
Herriman was pretty good as well.
Yeah, Houston Dash already tweeting Air Groom.
Delfava steps in. There's Taylor Leach and knock it away. Leach playing it forward to Taylor. Taylor just not enough weight on that pass to get it back to Smith.
Utah seems to be using this left flank a lot. Have not seen the ball nearly as much on the opposite side. But it seems to be, you know, an interchange between Weber, Ratcliffe, who's coming up that side.
Just past the hour here, and we are still scoreless. This is played out by Celia. Utah looking for their second win here in the NWSL Challenge Cup. They've had the better of the chances here this afternoon, but nothing to show for it. And that's going to go against Cruz. Free kick for Royals FC. Another area where teams can be so dangerous on set pieces. We've seen a few different goals come from these. Vero. Beto's collision there. She was going up for that, but ran into the Utah Royals FC player. Tough one there. She ran into Taylor Leach. Both players able to get up. No harm intended. Both going for the ball.
Just a tough hit. Beautiful ball sent in by Vera Boquete. Beto's going up with both hands to try to bat it away, colliding with Taylor Leach. But they're both up now. Betos is going to restart the play.
Betos 4 games last season for OL Reign, then Reign FC. Good to see her back on the field after a year out. Betos getting the start today for Casey Murphy. On the other side for Utah, Nicole Barnhart getting the start today for Abby Smith.
Again, another little referee talking to, but no card.
Things beginning to get a little bit more chippy here in this second half. There, a free kick from just about the same spot as last time. Towards the 6, and that one over everyone and out.
I have to think that Barrow has had the most free kick opportunities in the tournament so far. Definitely a stat I will be looking at tonight. We've had so few goals in this tournament that have come other than from the run of play.
Michelle Betos has done a fabulous job so far today. 3 saves. Keeping this game scoreless. OL Reign has actually possessed a majority of the game. Just have not been dangerous in that final third. Got to create an opportunity when you're near the area, but OL Reign unable to do so as of yet. Diallo turns away. Labonta in the circle. She scampers out wide. Trying to find Radcliffe, and right there at the spot is Betos. Delfava nods it up. Former Nittany Lion, Mallory Weber. Weber playing more up front here this year. Last year she played up front as well as outside back. Delfava will play it right back to Weber. Leach. Leach plays it out wide. Taylor Leach in her first year out of South Carolina. She was first team SEC before going over to play in Sweden. Taylor Leach actually played with Kristen Press in Sweden, so they'll have familiarity next year.
Wonder if it was Kristen Press who said, hey, Utah, I was playing with this American on Rosengard. Maybe you should sign her. That does tend to happen. We've heard about that before in NWSL, especially around draft time. The veterans telling the coach, hey, pick her, pick her.
Weber gets by Celia. Coming over is McNabb. Weber still sprinting forward. Good battle here. And ultimately, OL Reign will win that one. Delfava Labonta. Weber to her right. And that one blocked away by Celia Ratcliffe. Sends it over. That's really been the theme today.
Lack of finishing.
Numerous balls over that crossbar. And now we will have a pair of substitutions as we take a look back at this replay. Weber doing a good job here, battling with McNabb. McNabb trying to grab on. Weber able to fight through. That's always rough. Just couldn't center it back to Rodriguez.
And then Labonta to Weber. Shot for Ratcliffe. Too high.
A great look there for Utah Royals FC, just unable to finish in the final third. Bethany Balser in for OL Reign. Also in for OL Reign will be Rebecca Quinn. It was only a matter of time before Bethany Balser came into the game. Bethany Balser's last year's Rookie of the Year. First undrafted player ever to win that award.
Balser coming in for Shirley Cruz. And Rebecca Quinn, the number 3 overall pick from a few seasons ago, comes in for Celia.
Balser looking to add some more firepower to that front line. Rebecca Quinn, she can also do that. Was ACC Midfielder of the Year when she was at Duke. Leach. Oh, Reign, when they're Reign FC historically one of the best NWSL clubs. Of course, Laura Harvey led them, as well as Vlatko Andonovski. Now Free Benstiti, the man put in charge.
Four different playoff appearances, twice making the final.
Balser trying to find Taylor there. Quinn plays to Jenkins. Quinn just out of the reach. Vero pushing it up the pitch. That one too strong for Amy Rodriguez. Cox, missed touch on that. Allows Weber to get control. And now played into the channel. Weber running out of room. Soccer fans, the official shop of the NWSL is coming soon. Visit NWSLshop.com now and sign up to be the first to receive special offers and promotions. NWSLshop.com, the official place to gear up and support your favorite team, coming soon.
We hear that shop's going to open during the quarterfinals, July 17th, 18th, thereabout. And I would definitely go sign up so that you get alerted as soon as it's open. You get some special promotions. I would also go to NWSLsoccer.com and sign up for that newsletter. As soon as you hit that site, it gives you a little pop-up saying sign up for the newsletter. So you get information about games, player profiles, all kinds of stuff.
Smith trying to get by Del Fava. Smith stutters, and Del Fava takes it away. Saw Smith, she tried to hesitate and bring it back, but the youngster Del Fava ready. Balser. Smith. Balser looks to tee it up, does, and that one punched away by Barnhart.
A shot on target, Josh.
Bethany Balser trying from distance. Nicole Barnhart, the 38-year-old, ready for the challenge.
Fed from Smith. Great shot from distance, low to the corner. But Nicole Barnhart gets down there to push it wide. Nice look from the second-year Bethany Balser.
Nicole Barnhart getting her first start here in the NWSL Challenge Cup and her first big save of the game. Having a layout for that one on the turf. McNabb looking to send it back towards the top of the area. Ball right there. Weatherholt goes up and gets that, sends it to Quinn. Cook lines things up, sends it in. At Taylor cutting in the middle as Leach plays it out for another corner. OL Reign becoming a little bit more dangerous here after these last pair of subs.
And they've had more of the corner kick attempts in this game.
We have seen a goal off a corner piece in the NWSL Challenge Cup. See if maybe we'll have our second. OL Reign still looking for their first goal in this tournament as they play short. Quinn. Cox. Going near post. Taylor was in the vicinity, but that one sailed over Taylor into the arms of Nicole Barnhart. I believe Lola Bonta is a player down for Utah Royals FC. It is. As we will have a hydration break, we'll also take a break here. We are still scoreless between Utah Royals FC and OL Reign. We'll be right back. You're watching NWSL on Twitch. Welcome back. Scoreless here between Utah Royals FC and Reign FC. Of course, this being the preliminary rounds, but both teams looking to move on to the quarterfinals, and this is what our projected Challenge Cup would look like.
This is if it started today, and we do know that the top half of the bracket, they will play on the 17th. The bottom half of the bracket, their games will be on the 18th. Of course, Utah hoping to stay away from North Carolina's side of the bracket.
So right now, if the day were to end, Reign would be taking on North Carolina. They're hoping to jump up in the standings. Utah would be taking on Sky Blue FC. Sky Blue FC plays tonight against Houston. That will be our late one. So we got plenty of action in the remainder of this day. But here, with about 15 minutes remaining, of course, we'll have a little bit of stoppage time. Both teams looking for that first goal since Bethany Balser came on. This OL Reign team has been a little bit more effective in that final third. Nicole Barnhart had to make a great diving stop on the youngster. But we are scoreless right here. Who's going to come up big for either one of these two teams as Ryza Strom Okimoto will come in. She'll replace Mallory Weber. For Strom Okimoto, she started the first two games for Utah Royals FC. And now coming on as a substitution, Weber doing an excellent job on the wing. But now you bring in Strom Okimoto. That brings a little bit more firepower for head coach Craig Harrington.
Undrafted out of Hawaii, you know, NTR player last year, but earned herself a contract, and she's looked really good this tournament, Josh.
Look at Strom Okimoto. Played in only 3 games last year. She has matched that total here in the NWSL Challenge Cup now as coming on as a sub.
And she's the 4th sub for Utah. They're allowed 1 more in this game. Reign has used 3, so they've got 2 more to use.
Vero once again lines up for that kick. And Jen, I think you can write it down now. Vero, most free kicks.
Most free kicks, we'll just say it, most free kicks.
Towards the spot. Good job there by OL Reign, preventing anything from happening for Utah Royals FC. Another beautiful day in Herriman, Utah. The host team, Utah Royals FC, looking for their 2nd win of this Challenge Cup. Josh Toll and Jen Cooper with you once again. For Utah, they have yet to be shut out in a Challenge Cup game. 3-3 tie against Houston and the 1-0 win against Sky Blue FC. Looks like Nicole Momiki might come on in just a matter of moments for OL Reign.
Momiki having a couple of great chances against Reign. And I love the story of how Reign pursued her to join the club after seeing her performance in the 2020 She Believes Cup. And speaking of She Believes, there we've got Vlad Kononowski, the U.S. Women's National Team coach.
former Reign FC coach before taking over to for his new gig.
We don't see his notebook, though.
Vero. That one was out past the touchline. Vero had a good shot chance earlier in this game, but sent it wide.
And we think she'll probably get some more free kick chances.
Now, Diana Matheson will sub in for Utah, as Matheson will replace Brittany Ratcliffe.
And that's the final sub for Utah in this game. They've used all 5.
Balser dipping, and that one blocked away. Barnhart once again having to dive out to make the stop. 2 big saves here in the second half for Nicole Barnhart, denying Bethany Balser both times.
Love that energy that Bethany Balser is bringing to the attack. It's the most dangerous we've seen Reign in a while.
That was one of the things about her last year. She would not hesitate. If she saw a shot that she liked, she would take a rip, as Matheson is ripped to the ground. Matheson started the first 2 games for Utah, now coming on as a sub today.
Now with that sub, Josh, that means that Gunny Jonsdottir can't come on the field for Utah, which means she ends her streak of playing every single Utah game ever. Of course, she still has her regular season streak, but so far she had played every game in the club history.
Sent in toward the area. You have to think, if this is a 1-0 game Utah, we probably see Gunny Jonsdottir because of a defensive replacement.
Though she can also add a spark to your offense. We've seen that before, depending on where you put her in. Quinn trying to get there to keep it clean. It bounces off her back. Thankfully, she prevents it from getting to any of the Utah players to take a shot.
Both these 2 teams playing in their 3rd game, as we will have 2 more subs for OL Reign. Mariah Lee will make her first NWSL debut, as she'll replace Darian Jenkins. And then Nicole Momiki will also come in.
And that's all of our subs for today's game.
Mariah Lee, another one of those Stanford national champions of 2017, also played at Wake Forest, where she got her master's. Lee plays professionally before this in Switzerland. So for OL Reign, they are seeing a new player in Mariah Lee, as Momiki gets her first touch, finds Quinn. Quinn loses possession. Rodriguez. Played over the top. Weatherholt goes out to Momiki. This is where we saw her dangerous in the last game. Momiki with the left foot, back post. Headed away by Ball. Strong Okimoto giving chase, keeps it in. Brooks. This one played back past Cook to Quinn. Cox plays it down the line. Momiki. There is Mariah Lee getting her first touch.
One of many preseason trialists for the Reign that, you know, got to be part of that camp in Montana, but didn't know really until the tournament was about to start if they had earned a contract for the tournament.
Weatherholt, room to work with. Slots it through. Lee. Looked like Lee was trying to work a 1-2 with Danny Weatherholt, just unable to complete the pass. We bringing a little bit of energy to this OL Reign side. A little bit more pumped up too, making her NWSL debut. Large reason this game is at 0-0 is because of Nicole Barnhart. 2 great saves here in the second half.
And of course, Michelle Betos in the first half doing the same thing for Reign FC.
Stramo Kimoto trying to find ball. Momiki at the top. Quinn. Momiki on it again. Back post, and that one just wide. What an excellent pass by Nicole Momiki, finding Kristen McNabb.
We saw a similar pass the other night from Momiki, lofting it over to go on net. This time trying to find a teammate. McNabb coming up from the back to try to get a header on that. So close. She's only scored once before in her NWSL career, and that was back as a rookie.
Beautiful vision there from Nicole Momiki. A well-timed run. Momiki in possession. Quinn. Weatherholt. Back to Quinn. Finds Momiki. Looks to set it up again. Cox into Quinn. And Quinn could have continued forward on that run to get a shot on target, but elected to play the pass out wide. 2 big differences with Mariah Lee and Nicole Momiki coming on here late for OL Reign. Utah Royals FC playing a little bit more on their heels here. Balser gives it a go from distance. And Taylor Leach
Right
took that
in the torso.
That's one where you just hope it's the wind getting knocked out of you.
And
But
nothing else.
that was a hard shot fired by Bethany Balser.
And that would have been a tough one for Nicole Barnhart to save. I would have liked to see that save attempt, but great pressure from the striker out of Spring Arbor. And of course, all of that power going straight into Taylor Leach's stomach.
And you hope for Leach and Utah Royals FC that it's nothing serious. They've used all their subs in this game. Last thing you want to do is have to play with 10 on the field when you have probably a little bit more than 5 minutes when we'll have stoppage time added on. Just hope that she's trying to regather her breath.
And if this result holds, Josh, you know, it does give Utah 1 more point. They'd remain undefeated after their 3rd game. They would be temporarily in 2nd place above Houston and Washington, who are the other teams on 4 points. Reign, of course, would get their 2nd point to slowly move up the standings, but neither team would be satisfied with a draw.
And I think OL Reign would be even a little bit more upset, still looking for that first goal in the Challenge Cup.
Though I think we've seen an evolution. I don't want to say just simply improvement. We've seen an evolution of the team, the different lineup that Fareed Ben-Stidi brought out today, seeing different players in different positions. And, you know, they've gone this entire game without normal starter Ali Long. Still missing Sofia Huerta, Jessica Fishlock. If you can bring any of those pieces in for the last game, you know, you still have a shot to jump up there and get at least in the middle of the standings.
Right now, OL Reign 8th in the standings. Meanwhile, Utah sitting 3rd. We're going to have the drop kick here. Cox. Back on is Taylor Leach. So great to see her back on, because when she took that ball in the chest, it looked like it could be worse. Shot in that one, stopped near post. That one was ripped. Taylor Smith firing away, And Nicole Barnhart with another save. Just right at the head of Nicole Barnhart.
We're seeing an attack from the Reign that we did not see against Houston. So Farid Ben-Sidi has to be somewhat more satisfied that we know how frustrated he was after the game against Houston. Didn't even go to the post-game press conference. He was, pretty frustrated. But this is a different attack. We're seeing more of an attack.
McNabb. Into the sky, over the head of Momiki. Balser tries again, Momiki on top. She turns. Missed touch there by Momiki, but OL Reign still in possession. Lee. Backing up is Bowen. Lee. That one poked away. We have nothing else trying to earn her team a corner, but Vero takes it away. Quinn being chased down by Rodriguez. No slowing up Amy Rodriguez, and then you have the misplaced pass. Careless turnover there by Amber Brooks.
And we have seen a game winner in stoppage time, Josh. The opening game, North Carolina versus Portland, Lynn Williams getting that 94th minute goal. Only takes one.
We had a couple late chances just moments ago from OL Reign. Utah could not keep possession in the final third. Del Favo will try to work it back up, but she turns it over. Balser. Always so dangerous. That shot cut out. Good job there by Leach getting back in position. Leach came on as a substitution for Rachel Corsi. Weatherholt. Solid game for Danny Weatherholt here for OL Reign, getting her first start. Brooks, diagonal ball.
Brooks and Cook got to be happy as that center back pairing, keeping it scoreless. Seeing more of an attack from Reign. And again, Momiki sending in that ball.
Balser, and that one finds the back as it just trickles across the line. Nicole Barnhart got a piece, but Balser able to get the goal. It came in stoppage time in the 91st minute. You were just talking about how we've seen one here in this tournament. Well, now we've seen our second coming from last year's Rookie of the Year.
And we've seen that same play over and over in the last 10 minutes, right? Get the ball to Momiki. The way she serves it in, left-footed here, nice floater. Great little flick header from Balser. Barnhart's almost there, but that low near corner bounces off her knee.
And for OL Reign, that is their first goal of this Challenge Cup, and you can see the excitement from the players and coaches.
Farid Ben-Sidi looks so relieved. He's not jumping up and down, he's just hugging with relief.
Now Utah looking to respond with one of their own. Vero. Matheson. Ball playing up. That one off Momiki. Back post. Headed away. Rodriguez turns. Plays it out wide. Bowen lining it up towards the spot. Utah had gone nearly 2 games not allowing a goal, but Bethany Balser hoping to lead her team to victory with the first goal here in this Challenge Cup for OL Reign. Labonta pushes it wide. Vero flicked it on, but just not enough power behind that. Michelle Betos able to smother it up, and now she'll just waste a little bit more time. Michelle Betos also with a big save back in the first half on Brittany Radcliffe.
Both these keepers seen more action than in their previous games, their counterparts in their previous games.
Momiki. Oh, look at the difference Nicole Momiki made coming onto the field as a sub. She had a really good game last time out, just nothing to show for it today with a beautiful assist to Bethany Balser.
And if this holds, Josh, first win for the Reign in the tournament, first loss for Utah. They'll both be 1-1-1. Utah would be sitting in third in the standings. Reign making a move up to fifth.
Just a little bit more than a minute remaining in stoppage time. OL Reign looking to hold on to that first win here in the Challenge Cup.
Bethany Balser showing why she was worth being signed to a 3-year deal. This is the first year that the league allowed contracts longer than 2 years, and she's one of the players on a 3-year contract now.
Sky's the limit for Bethany Balser. Lee knocked over. That one chopped out by Stephanie Cox, playing the full 90. Labonta. Diallo. Diallo also getting her first minute, so good to see her out. Headed backwards. Betos able to get on top of that before it rolls past the end line. Good hustle there by the keeper. Last thing you want to do is give up a corner piece with just a few seconds remaining. I have to think once Betos boots this away, we're going to hear the whistle. And there is the final whistle. OL Reign with the victory coming from Bethany Balser. What a game it was. It went down to stoppage time. Our second stoppage time goal of the tournament coming from Bethany Balser. OL Reign with their first win of the victory and their first goal. We'll be back with highlights and stats for you when we return right here on Twitch. Welcome back. OL Reign able to come up with the victory in stoppage time as we take a look back at the highlights from this one. And what a full 90-minute battle we had between Utah and OL Reign.
First half, Josh, it was mostly Utah getting down in the final third. Ratcliffe sending a ball over for Michelle Betos to punch out. Nice strong punch, keeping Utah off the board. A few minutes later, Vero sending a ball through for Amy Rodriguez. Collision with Betos. Clean play, but still holding up Utah from scoring. Great performance by Michelle Betos in goal today. Late in the first half, Rodriguez sending it back to the top of the box for Maymone. One foots it, but way too high, missing that opportunity on net. And then second half, we're starting to see action from the Reign. Bethany Balser came in as a second half sub, sending it through. Taylor Smith back to Balser. Balser shot from distance, but the veteran keeper, Nicole Barnhart, gets her hands on it. And we would continue to see more from Balser. Throw in on the right side, ball in the middle, Balser settles, gets a shot off with her left again, and again, Nicole Barnhart keeps it out of the net. And then finally, in stoppage time, Momiki, ball through, header from Balser. When it rains, it scores. Reign FC finally finding net, finally getting their first win of the tournament.
Like you said, OL Reign with their first win, handing Utah their first loss of the NWSL Challenge Cup. As we take a look at the stats, the one thing that stayed the same from the first half to the second half, OL Reign dominating the possession, and finally they got dangerous there at the end. And we talked about that being a key, and they finally figured it out.
And the subs I think they made were really intelligent subs. I love what Nicole Momiki brought to it, the ball she could send up there. Bethany Balser's attacking pressure. Looking forward to seeing what the Reign can do in their final game Monday against Portland.
Much needed momentum for OL Reign as they move on. As we take a look at the upcoming schedule, we still got more action tonight and another game that will continue on at 10.
Houston Dash on a roll with their 2-0 win over Reign the other night, taking on Sky Blue, which is now the only team in the tournament not to score a goal. Doubleheader on Sunday with the Spirit taking on the Dash, Chicago playing Utah, and then we'll begin action on Monday with the Reign in their Cascadia matchup against Portland Thorns.
Well, OL Reign gets their first goal of the tournament. Will Sky Blue do it again tonight? We'll find out at 10 when we return. But for Utah, they fall today to OL Reign. The goal coming from Bethany Balser, their first of this Challenge Cup. It was a beautiful game when these subs came on for OL Reign that made the difference. It was a much more effective team in the final third. We'll see how they do when they play next against Portland. But for our crew, Jen Cooper, I'm Josh Toll. We'll see you back here later on tonight, right here on Twitch.